So let's talk about some of the fun stuff you can do with Google Sheets. I have here some pretend student data. So first name, last name, cycle grades, whether the students came to tutorials and how often, and then their self-reported number of hours that they studied every week. Pretend data, right? All right, so the first thing I want to do is show you how to do a filter. Right now, you can't actually see my filter icon. I can get it by extending my screen a little bit. It's this right there. Or when my screen is kind of crunched down, if I hit these little dots, I can see the filter icon pops up. I'm going to click it. And look at all the little filters that pop up on my header row. I actually want to filter my data to see who has been coming to tutorials weekly. So let me click on this. And I'm going to uncheck everything except for weekly. And look at that. I have 2 kids who have been coming to my tutorials weekly. And you know what? They're both doing really well too. That's good news. Okay. So to change that, I'm just going to click on that filter again, and I can select all. And that'll bring everybody back. I actually want to filter again, but this time I'm going to, it's cycle 4. We're at the end of cycle 4 right now in my pretend gradebook. So I want to see who is who's not passing. So let me click my filter, and this time I'm going to filter by condition. And I want to say the value is less than 70. Okay. And there they are. So, ooh, there's too many. So this one I got to really be worried about right here. Ooh. Okay. So anyway, so here's my students who right now do not have a passing grade in cycle 4. Now notice that some of them did have passing grades in previous cycles because I only filtered based on cycle 4. I'm going to turn off that filter once again. How do I clear the filter? That is really clunky. Okay, so I am going to clear the filter here. It's a little bit tricky here. I'm actually going to go back to filter by condition and choose none. There we go. And then click OK, and they all come back. You can do a lot with filters. Have fun with it. Just play around and see what happens. You know, something funny about this data is that it's actually sorted by first name. Did you notice that the kids are in alphabetical order by their first name? I would like them to be ordered by their last name, which is column B. So I'm going to select everything, go up to data, sort, and I'm going to choose sort range. The default is to sort by column A. You can see those choices right here, but I want to sort by column B, so I'll choose sort range. I'm going to choose column B. I'm going to tell it has a header row, and look, now it knows what I'm sorting by. And I do want it to go from A to Z. If I wanted, I could sort by another column as well. In this case, I don't want to, though. Okay, now I have my students in alphabetical order. Much better. All right, so let's talk about what we can do next here. One thing that's missing from my data set is the students' averages at this moment. Let me turn off this filter thing here. There we go. Oh, there we go. I just clicked on it to turn it off. And I'm going to do year and average and see if the year ended right now. How would my students do? And I am going to use a formula to do this. So I'm going to write equals, and I'm going to start typing the word average because that's what I want. And look at this. It pops up, equals average. And it actually tells me how to do it here too. So equals average of this value and that value and the other value. I'm just going to go select mine. Watch this. I'm going to draw a box around them. There they go. So right now I'm having the average of C2 to F2 of this whole range. Let me close that parentheses and hit enter. So there's the average of that. I have a shortcut for you instead of just typing it over and over, which I'll type it one more time. Why not? There we go. But instead of typing it over and over for every single student, watch this. See the little box down here, the little itty bitty blue box there? You can pull that down and you can drag it as far as you want. Let me undo that so I can show you another way to do it. You can also just double click the little box, click, click, and it'll go all the way down to the bottom of the column right beside it to the left. So that's pretty neat. I don't need these decimal places right here, so I'm going to get rid of them. There we go, by clicking that. All right, so I have added an average column, and that looks good. Let's see what I could do right now. Okay, so I am going to do some conditional formatting. And I think I'm going to do conditional formatting based on those averages I just created. I'm going to highlight this column, go up to Format, and I want to do some conditional formatting. And there's a lot of options here. You can set up your own specific formula or your own specific type of conditional formatting using rules here. I like to use the color scale. You could choose different types of color scales. I'm going to click on this to change it. I like the green to yellow to red. Oh, but this one's backwards. It has my minimum value as green. I am going to switch that around and have that be my minimum value is red and my maximum value is green. I think I'm going to like that. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. And check out what that did. It made my 90 green, and it really calls my attention to this student right here who has a 56 for their year-end average. All right, so there are some other tools that you can